Killer Mel. What's up?
Nothing much.
You know, usually I give guys a pound when I greet them when they come on.
Yeah.
But because you're the first young lady to show up here and the first family member to get on this platform, give yourself a hand.
Yes.
Come on. Shout out to Killer Mel for showing up and pulling up. You look amazing.
Thank you.
And I want to just say thank you for coming and being here. So for people that don't know you that's watching this right now, tell us who you are.
So my name's Melissa. I'm entrepreneur / spa owner. I own a spa in uptown Charlotte called Bella Day Spa. So if you're ever in Charlotte, you could come and visit. Check it out.
Bella Day Spa. Tell me why in the world you would open up a spa.
Well, honestly, I was working a lot of dead-end jobs that I just hated. Like, I was working at the bank. I was working at hotels, just different retail, just different jobs, that everybody has experienced, know,
Right.
and it's just so unfulfilling to me. And I was just unhappy.
Unhappy.
I was just like, you know what? I need to find my passion. And so, at one point I was going to go overseas and teach English in Spain, but then I was like, you know what, I need to find something stateside. One of my friends was like, no, just let's find your passion here in the States. Like,
right.
You're doing too much right now. So then I was like, you know what, I've always been interested in skincare. So I looked up a lot of esthetician programs and figured out what an esthetician was. And so I went to Aveda Institute, which is in Charlotte, and I took a tour, and then I told them what I wanted to do, which was become like an owner for a
business, a spa.
Yeah, for a business, like a spa.
And
for a beauty bar.
Right.
Yeah, so I wanted to do like a beauty bar, and I asked Aveda, I said, would you guys help me with that goal? Because that's going to be my goal with coming. Aveda.
Okay.
Yeah, I asked the person that was giving me that tour, I was like, would you guys help me with opening a beauty bar if I attended this school?
Right.
And pay all the money to go back to school, even though I graduated from university. So I'm like, oh my gosh.
You went to college?
Oh, yeah. So I went to college in Miami.
Go to school? Yeah.
I went to college in Miami. I went to Barry University in Miami Shores.
What made you choose Miami?
Oh my gosh. So first of all, when I graduated from high school in South Carolina, I moved to Virginia and I went to Norfolk State, which is a HBCU.
How'd you get there?
Well, my sister was living in Alexandria, Virginia at the time. So I was like, okay, my mom wanted to move to that area too. So I was like, okay, let me look at schools in that area. So I was like, okay, let me go to... So we looked at Norfolk. Actually, me and my mom did like a week-long college tour in Virginia my senior year of high school. So we went to Hampton, University of Maryland, Eastern Shore. We went different places. And then so I sent my application out, whatever. So I got Norfolk State.
Yeah.
And so I went there for a year. And I was like, you know what? This isn't like my idea of college. Like, I love the Greek aspect of it, because I was like, right. I'll be an AKA next year, like I'm gonna do this, whatever. But then I was just like, oh my gosh, like this school is not me, really. So then Shantae, my cousin Shantae, was living in Miami with her fiance at the time, and then I had a couple friends that lived in Florida too. So I went down to visit, and I fell in love with Florida. Like, I loved Miami, like I loved it. So then I went back to Norfolk State and I started to apply to colleges down in Florida, and then I got Barry University with the academic scholarship, everything that Norfolk wasn't offering because it was so expensive. But Miami was offering this amount of money for me to come. So my mom was like, oh, go ahead and take it. Like, it's going to be like cheaper for me, like, to pay for this.
So you were an incredibly excellent student.
Yes. So I got there on an academic scholarship. And it was just amazing. Like, I met lifelong friends there. I love all my professors till this day. Like, I just loved it.
What do you think is the deepest hurt of your life?
The deepest hurt of my life? I don't know. I've never really thought about that. I I don't know.
I mean, you just explained your whole life to me, and it looked like a big happy picture, like nothing bad ever happened to you in life.
Yeah.
Right? So, like,
well, my dad passing away, that was like a really big thing for me.
That was big.
That was huge.
I mean, that was big for me.
That was huge.
That was big for me.
Because I never experienced nothing like that. So I was like,
okay,
what in the world?
So that would be it then.
Yeah, I think that would be it.
You want to be in touch with those places, as you go through your happy life, because you were just explaining your happy life.
Oh, I'm in touch with it every day. I think about it every day. It's not like I'm going through life and not thinking about things. But I have lost many people that are close to me. So that was a hard blow too. But then I also lost a close friend last September.
Yeah.
And that was terrible. Like, I wasn't coping well with that. So, like, it just depends on, how depends on the situation. Like, I don't know. It's like a lot of factors go into it when somebody passes away suddenly. So it's just different. Yeah. At least with my dad, I was able to like be with him in his final days because we knew he was sick and everything. So we were able to go down to Georgia and like kind of be with him there.
Right.
And
what happened? What happened to him?
He passed away from cancer. So, it was just, and it was in the final stages and everything. So, he's a prideful man. He's from the Caribbean. He didn't want nobody. He didn't believe in doctors or medicine or anything. He just wanted to like kind of thug it out. So.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until the very end he had to be hospitalized, and then he was on hospice and everything like that.
Right.
So, so we were there with him in his final days, which was good. So I feel good about that.
Yeah, you're in a good place about it.
Yeah, it's not like my friend who died suddenly, killed suddenly, just like no closure at all. Like with my dad, I feel like I had closure, which was good for me.
Which is really good.
Yeah. But
you went to Virginia, then you ended up in Miami.
Yeah.
Now, Miami is a whole different planet.
Yeah, it's like a whole different animal right there.
There's a whole Spanish culture there.
Oh yeah, it's a Haitian culture there as well.
It's a lot of culture there. So like,
Cuban.
What do you think? At that point you knew you were passionate about skin, or when did you?
Oh no, it wasn't until I graduated from Miami and moved to Charlotte that I found out I was passionate about skin. So in Miami, I majored in advertising and marketing there.
Yeah.
So in communications. So that was like all I knew. It was fun to me. So I feel like when I opened up my business, it all tied together. So I was able to like advertise and market my business myself. I didn't have to hire somebody else to do that part.
Right.
So I already knew how to do it.
So how long have you been in business?
Almost 3 years now.
Okay. Mm-hmm. What's your best year? How much money what's the most money you've made in a year?
We're talking money now? Like, wait, what?
No, I'm asking you, you're an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
And I know that you're, striving to do your best. If you're comfortable talking about that, if not.
Honestly, I've never looked at those numbers. I just keep going. Like, the money is like the least important thing to me. So, even though I'm making money with it, but right. I feel like that's like the least important thing. I probably need an accountant to look at all that. Because I just keep going and I buy inventory. I buy my supplies. I do what I need to do and I pay the rent and I do all this. But I'm not like looking at the numbers like that, which I probably should. But I'm not really looking at it like that. Because I love it. So it's like, it pays the bills. It does like a lot, so it's making money for sure. But I just keep the products going, make sure I'm top of customer service. Because it's only me. It's like the most you can do. Like, it's only you. So you got to do what's your niche. And my niche is customer service.
Your niche is customer service.
Yes. I make everybody feel like a superstar when they come, honestly. Like, I had this client today, right?
Yeah.
I finished her facial and she bought a product and she was like, is that the price? And I was like, oh my God, she thinks this is too much. Like in my face, I'm like, oh my God, like, oh my gosh. She probably thinks like this is too high. Like maybe
yeah.
she goes, that's not enough. Like, let me buy some more stuff. Like, it's not enough. Like, put some more on my tab. Like, I want to support you. And I like almost came to tears because I was like, that's so dope. And I have a lot of clients that actually do that. And it's just so dope that people want to support you that way.
Yeah.
Because you connect with them. Like, I feel like it's a thing, like having your own business and you just, whatever, you're in it for the money, blah, 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 you know. But when you actually connect with people, like, people be on that table. I feel like a therapist sometimes, even though we're not supposed to do that. I was trained not to do that. Like, this is not a hair salon. We're not gossiping in there. I'm not telling about my life. I'm not doing this. I talk when I'm spoken to. So that's how I was trained. It's a holistic approach.
It's a holistic approach.
It's different, you know. So, like, I'm not your typical spa. So I have to feed off of what my client is doing. Right. So if they want to talk about something, then I'm there to listen. They want my feedback, then I give it. You know, it's not like a gossip exchange like you're at the hair salon. So it's different. It's different. So I was trained like not to. This is not like a gossiping section, and you're also not a therapist, so you're not giving advice either. So it's a different approach. Like, people think it's like so easy. Like, it's different. Like, sometimes you want to comment like, oh my God, why are you doing that? But you just can't. So so it's pretty cool. So, you know, you end up connecting with your clients, and I just love it. Like, I have so much fun. Like, once they want to engage, that's when I engage. If they don't want to speak at all, I don't speak. Yeah. You know, because you can tell when, like, they're just there for the relaxation, and you're just like, okay, let me just do what I do and no speaking. Right. But when they're ready to talk, I'm all in. Or they want to talk a little bit, I'm all in. You know, you just have to read their body language. That's what we're trained to do. That's what I was trained to do. I'm reading the body. Also, when I'm touching the skin, like if I'm doing say I'm doing like a facial massage, right? Mm-hmm. I'm looking at their body the whole time I'm doing it. So if something they're feeling like a little bit tense, I will feel that. Right. So like I'll know to lighten up on my touch or do that. So we're looking at the body the whole time, and we're looking at the breathing. So that's what we were trained to do. Wow. So it's not like your typical spa where they're just like boom, boom, slapping stuff on you and just, you know, and then just doing whatever. You know, we're not like that. The touch is very light, but you know, strong enough that they feel it, and then, you know, they like it. So it's just different. So it's a holistic approach. You have to look at the body and the breathing and feel the vibes. You have to feel your client's energy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So do you have like employees that work for you? No, it's just me. So I have a spa suite in uptown Charlotte. So it's probably like as big as this room. So I have like a bed in there, then I got the sink, and I have like artwork. We put floors down. Like, me and my mama did everything. Like, and painted the walls, put the artwork up. It's, you know, it's really cute. So you have to come and visit. So I think it's critically important for you to for me to just talk about and go back to what you said about the money not being the driving force behind what it is that you're doing. Because you got the deal, which is the service. Yeah. You got the people coming there loving you and loving what you provide. Yeah. So that means the money is just going to automatically come. The money automatically comes. It's like, it's automatically there. I check the accounts, of course. I'm looking at inventory, make sure I have enough products on hand, because people love buying products. I cannot keep the products on the display cabinet at all. Like, they're gone. Like, they're like, oh, I need this, I need that, I need this, and you know, so they're getting all this. How do they even know what they need? Oh, because I'm using those same products during the facial. So I'm using a raspberry scrub. They're like, ooh, what's this? Like, what is this product? I'm like, oh, this is the raspberry scrub. I also retail it. And they're like, okay, let me get that. And so it's like stuff like that. Is it the smell and the feeling? Yeah, everything is all natural, fruit infused with a clinical twist. Right. So you will see results, but everything smells good, like edible. So how long did you get the training at the school? So the training at the school was 6 months. How much did it cost? $10,000, and I ran out of financial aid because I went to college in Miami, so that took everything. So your financial aid bank was at zero. So they're like, can't have no financial aid, so I don't know how you're going to pay for this. So I had to pay out of pocket. So I was working in between going to school, which I was just like exhausted. At one point I fainted, cut my finger. It was like all the way peeled back, bleeding, skinned my leg because I fell. It was so much going on because I wasn't having any sleep because I was working at the airport at a spa at the time. Right. So it was just like a lot going on. Like it was just like boom, 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 like so fast. Everything was accelerated. So I was just stressed. But it's like I want a safe space, you know? Right. And I feel like that's important for Black women to feel like that they have a safe space to go to. Yeah, because it's safety. We're the most unprotected person on the planet.
Oh, my goodness.
The most unprotected and the most disrespected. So that's why I'm like, I want a safe space. And I've had clients feel like, oh, I just feel so good coming here. I just love it. Oh, my God, because it's a secure building. Like, you can't get in there. You can't even get on my floor without a code. So it's very secure. Yeah. So I love it.
Listen, I love you for loving that and doing it because you're passionate about it. Mm-hmm. And that's why you're going to be incredibly successful.
Yeah, it's my favorite thing. I zone out when I'm doing facials. That's my thing.
So it's facial services.
Waxing,
massage.
So I do a light massage because I'm not a massage therapist, so we have to be very careful. So I'm not a massage therapist. I have to do a light massage on the décolleté and the neck, and also on the hands. What's the décolleté? It's this area right here.
Okay.
This is the décolleté and then the neck, and then I do a light massage on the hands and arms because we're not massage therapists, so make that very clear.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
make that very clear.
Very clear.
You can get in trouble for that. So, yeah.
So you've been in business for 3 years.
Mm-hmm. Coming up on 3 years.
You got this name, Killer Mel. How'd you get the name Killer Mel?
You know what? I just picked that name on Instagram. It was no deep thinking from that. It was no deep thinking. You know, I was like, I like this name. I'm going to choose it. Okay. And yeah, that's my Instagram name.
Tell me why you chose that name. Why do you like it?
Why does everybody loves this name?
You got to tell me. No, you love the name. You loved it first, and that's why everybody loves it. So why you love it? You tell me. Why are you a killer, Mel?
I'm not a killer. I swear I'm not. I swear I'm not a killer. No. Please don't push me. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm not a killer at all. I just liked it. I felt like it was edgy, and I wanted it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think it's safe for you to be confident, about, who you are, right? Mm-hmm. I think it's Killer Mel. Like
I be killing everything.
Obviously killing everything.
My
smile is killer. My vibes is killer.
Kill it.
I just kill everything.
I kill everything. So that's it then.
That's
basically.
it. That's it. Say that.
Right? I kill everything.
You kill everything.
That's why it's Killing Mel.
You went to school and killed school.
Killed it.
You get to
Killed both schools.
Both schools.
Berry and Aveda. Killed it.
Right.
Guess what? When I graduated from Aveda, who got the certificate for best facial? Me. When they said, okay, now we're about to do the award for best facial, I was like, well, who getting that? I was looking around, I was like, who getting that? I said, who getting that? Because I didn't receive facials from everyone. So I'm like, who getting that? And then when they said Melissa Alfred, oh my God, I jumped up. Y'all should have been at my graduation. I said, oh my God. I never win anything. I said, oh my God. And I went running up on that stage, get my necklace. I was just so excited, get my little certificate. So I tell people that during their facials. I'm like, well, you're in good hands because I was voted best facial, okay? And that's from real life people coming. We was taking actual clients off the street. So that's real life people coming in, booking, and giving that feedback.
Yeah. So you're contributing to the mental health of women like yourself.
Oh yeah, for sure. Life is hard. We need self-care days. Like when they come, like self-care day, they're like, yeah, self-care day. Like I'm like, yeah, life is hard. Like you have to come and chill and just relax and forget about everything. Yeah. I have the steam going. I have the music going. Like it's just so dope. and I have like the scents going. It's just great.
What's the name of the business again?
Bella Day Spa.
All right, I want you to tell me, why is it called Bella Day Spa?
Well, Bella means beautiful in Italian. I also have it tatted on me, which I've had since I was like 19 years old, which is so weird, before Bella Day Spa even came before. That's why I feel like it was meant to be, because I have like the Beautiful Life tatted up, which is La Bella Vita. Yeah. And then so I was like, well, let me incorporate that in the spa name. I love that Bella word. So I ended up using that. And I played around with the names for like months.
Right.
This was even before I even went to Aveda to even get my esthetician license. I'm coming up with names for a beauty bar. You should have seen the names I had. It was like Southern Belle this, and like it was like Southern Beauty Bar that, and like just craziness. Yeah. And then I come up, my mom helped me, and we was like, okay, this kind of like rolls off the tongue. Like, let's do this. And of course I had to go to the Registrar of Deeds of North Carolina to make sure nobody had that name, and it's a huge book that's like this big. You have to go through it, make sure nobody has it. It's crazy. Yeah, so nobody had it.
So what's your plan to scale your business?
Well, I would like to eventually move to a storefront for sure, and where I have like a receptionist area and then the rooms in the back, and then I can rent out other rooms to other estheticians, and they have their own clientele, whatever, and they come and go. Gotcha. But they pay me monthly or whatever. So I would love to do that.
So you want to, with the business?
I would love to expand.
Right. The business model would be like a barbershop, where they kind of like how you have an owner and then you have a bunch of barbers.
Yeah, and they're renting the actual booth.
The space.
Yeah. But these will be actual rooms, because you have to have a room for the esthetician.
Yeah.
It can't be way out.
Right. It would be a personal, very private, very...
a private room where they can shut and close the door. Yep.
Yeah. And so, like, what would be the training? How would you, like, do your hiring? You work in HR professionally as well, right? How would you conduct... Like, what would determine another killer to come up under your business?
Well, if they want to come under Bella Day Spa and not have their own thing, right, they would have to be trained by me for sure. They have to do it my way.
Let's talk about your training.
Like, they would have to do the facials and the services my way, which is just making everybody feel beautiful, of course. Like, no matter what you're going through at home, or if you're having a bad day, you don't have a bad day when you come through that door,
right.
You're good. So, you just have to take pride in what you're doing, really. And I would just have to train them my techniques and, like, how I even apply product, what brushes I use, the technique I use, even doing the facial massage, and just the techniques. They would have to know that.
So is there any plan for partnerships? People who... Of
course. Anybody that would want to invest, they can, for sure.
Well, I don't not only mean investors. Yeah. I mean business to business, right? Because there are some opportunities where people who have beauty products would want to partner with somebody like Killer.
What do you mean beauty products?
Like, I see a lot of, female entrepreneurs who have
making homemade skincare.
Not homemade skincare, but like lashes, makeup.
Yeah, if I expand and they want to rent a room and they're doing lashes or makeup, whatever, they can do whatever they want.
Okay, so you would be
I would be open to that. They can do whatever they want in their room.
So all right, so you right.
I'm gonna do me and mine.
So that's right. So that would be.
They just got.
You would stay focused on your business model. You would not be like partnering with you, like you the whole.
I don't have a problem with doing that, because of course people are gonna need their makeup done for different events. I need my makeup done for different events, know. And I just did headshots in Atlanta, and I had to get my makeup done, So
I don't think you have any makeup on right now.
I have makeup on, Ashley. I have makeup on.
Yeah, she do, but it's like a natural type of makeup.
I didn't put a lot on. I honestly don't know how to do makeup that well.
Okay.
So that's not my niche. That's not my thing. Yeah, that's not my thing. So I tried to do the best I could.
The best you okay. Well, you did a good job.
Thank you.
But what I'm asking too is just like, I know there's opportunity for females in business and money that you can get and grants, and people need to get in contact with you because of what you're doing. The whole culture around what you do is really important.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I was asking if you were open to like people who are doing their beauty thing or their spa
if they
thing.
want to contact me, ask me questions, that's fine. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah. So like, tell me about how confident you are in this thing blowing up.
What, the spa?
Yeah.
I'm confident in it. Like, I've been doing it for almost 3 years now, so I would love to expand.
Almost into the point where you would walk off your job and do this full time.
Yes. Like, I have an attorney friend that's like, he's in my building. He walked off from his law firm that he worked at forever, for years. And he started his own practice. And me and him both moved in the building at the same time. We were both starting the spa. He was starting his law practice. And now, because he's a civil rights lawyer, black guy, and he's doing great. Like, he just, won so many settlements on just different discrimination things going on in the city. Like, Black Lives Matter thing that happened last summer when everything was, really big, when they were throwing tear gas at people. He won that lawsuit in the city. He won that. So, it's just, so dope, He's like, you know what? He was like, are you still working your 9 to 5? Like, he does that every time he sees me. And I'm like, yes. Like, I've always worked. That's the thing. I've always worked. So, it's just foreign to me not to, have a 9 to 5.
Right. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
So off camera, we talked about just the culture and the nature of relationships in 2021. Mm-hmm. Where's your heart about that?
You know what? I honestly feel like this is a hookup generation. Everyone treats everybody like they're disposable. It's like no one is really all into it. So I feel like if you have a big heart and you love easily, this is not the generation for you. Honestly, because you're gonna end up getting hurt. That's how I feel.
So you've just been kind of protecting yourself.
Oh, for sure.
And you've settled into the mindset that says, I'm very well and I'm very good.
Yeah, I'm good right now until the person that actually deserves me comes through.
Okay. Right.
I don't want to be single forever, of course.
Right, but
I would like to have a kid in maybe 2 years, but
so that's what I'm saying. That we'll see. Because you're at a particular age or in a particular age group, there's kind of do you feel pressed about it is what? I
don't feel pressed about it, only because this generation is such a hookup generation. It's I don't want to just settle or have a kid with somebody and not, because the thing is nobody communicates these days. So you don't even know what your status is with somebody. You don't even know where you stand with that person because they gaslight you. They just do whatever. They pull you in and then just throw you away. They pull you in and they're like, oh, I'm all about you, and then they're like, whatever. And then they pull you back in and they're like, oh, I'm all about you. What you talking about? I'm all about you. And then throw you away again. So it's just too much.
It's a
Ain't that right, Ashley?
It's so true.
It's so true. So it's why give yourself away? That's why I was nobody deserves me, really. Because I'm not until somebody come through, show me that they're different. I don't care.
So if I'm a man that's watching this right now and completely engulfed in who you are, because I just met you on camera.
Yeah.
How can I show you that I'm different?
I don't know. Actually call me on the phone, since people don't talk on the phone anymore these days. Call me, talk on the phone, get to know me as a person, and then we go out, have genuine convo, no pressure involved, no pressure. That's the thing. No pressure. Go on a date, no pressure. Go home. No pressure to come back to my place. I'm coming to yours. Just a regular date. And
no
then
pressure.
Just go home.
Talk to me about how important not having pressure is.
I mean, I feel like that's extremely important.
For a woman.
I feel like it's so important. Cause
Okay.
it just established boundaries, you know, because I feel like a lot of times these days, men don't have boundaries. They're like entitled. They feel entitled to you. Ain't that right, Ashley? They feel entitled to you. You know, they're like, oh, I took you out to dinner. I just spent $100. Oh, I'm coming over, or you coming over. Like, we're going to do this, you know? And I'm like, what?
Have you considered this, right? And this is for you and Ashley, since she's a part of the interview. Have you considered that there's a need that men have that's not necessarily attached to their entitlement, but there's...
What's the need? Is it sexual?
Well, no.
I mean, it can be a need.
What kind of need? Though?
I don't want to talk about this in a roundabout way.
Yeah.
What you need from a man, or just in general, what women need, is affection. That's your number one need.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
And to be like claimed in public, I feel.
I can't.
You know?
That's an added thing.
Like, see, you post your wife all the time.
No,
a lot of guys don't.
No, she just told me the other day that I don't post her.
Really?
And she said, post me.
Oh.
So I posted her.
Oh, so that's why you
right?
did it. Okay.
So now this is another thing too. Even in the culture of that, your first thought of me and my wife was, oh, you always post your wife.
Right. I'm like,
right?
Oh, you post her a lot.
So what I'm saying is life goes on, right? Because how many more devoted years do I have to commit to my wife for her to know that I love her dearly and I'm not going anywhere and I'm going to be with her for the rest of my life?
Well, it shows by actions too, you know?
But again, there's a need there. That need is attached to a level of insecurity that says, I'm not going to stay with you. I'm not going to be with you. One day I'm going to leave you. Deep down, right? And like, so the whole thing that says, you know, I'll throw you away, bring you back in.
Yeah, throw you away and bring it back in, gaslighting.
So when you talk about entitlement, and I'm asking, have you ever considered the need, and the number one need for a man is sex?
Of course.
So you got to go into the relationship with the mindset that says, well, he's wired and built a way with this desire. His personality and his mindset may not allow me to be able to see past all of the hoopla, but really what he needs is for that to be taken care of.
Right.
And what he needs to understand is what I need has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
And so how can we communicate and exchange that in a safe place so that there won't be any real deep misunderstanding about what we're doing?
That's true.
Right? That's how we get past the crap. You know what I'm saying? Like, like guys throwing you away and taking you back. It's because I need you, like, in a way that is like number one.
Yeah. That's number one
right?
for men.
Of course. But it's not because I just want that and I want to throw you away.
But it's innate. It's in your nature. Of course, it's natural. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not saying anything is wrong with sex.
Yeah.
Or wanting that. You know, like, of course.
Yeah. We'll talk to men, because obviously you are a high level candidate. Like, people don't even know what's behind my camera right now, right? In terms of just your age, right? You're smart, your beauty, it's nothing worse than being beautiful and stupid, right? And then it's nothing worse than that.
Just worthless.
So you're a whole unicorn right now, and I think guys need to understand how to talk to you about what you need so that they can get what they need.
Right.
Right? And you got to be very clear about that.
You know what? The main thing women want. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, Ashley. But the main thing women want the main thing women want is security, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah,
they
want to feel needed.
Yes, we want to feel like, we just. Well, that threw me out. Wait, security.
But it's all about honesty communication.
It's all about honesty, communication, for sure. But I feel like we want to feel secure. You know, I feel like the main thing is men are like, black men are like, oh, you ain't submissive enough. You too independent. Like, you just want to do your own thing. You just there. I've had that happen to me before. They're like, yeah, you got attitude. You just want to do you. Has it ever dawned on you guys that we have to have that attitude? We're built that way.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
like, we have to take care of the house because a lot of times we watch our moms have to struggle, you know, by themselves. And they didn't have nobody. So that's what we were taught. So, of course, we're independent. We weren't raised like these white girls that have everything handed to them, treated like princesses from birth, you know? Like, we have to grind and work for everything we have, you know? Like, we have to work 10 times harder than everybody else, you know? Because we're doubted so much. So, yeah, so I'm like, if you want us to be submissive, y'all got to prove that y'all somebody to be submissive too. Like, take the burden off us sometimes. Like, we honestly don't want to be independent all the damn time. Okay, let me tell you. We don't want to be independent. We don't want to be, you know, carrying everything on our backs all day. Like, that's, I mean, it's cool and all, like, if we could do it. But that's not our ideal life. Like, if y'all could take the burden off of us a little bit, then we would be submissive, okay? We'd be submissive for y'all asses. But what? Y'all sleeping all day, y'all ain't working, y'all ain't doing nothing. Then how we gonna be submissive to that? We gotta take care of the household. Always. And that's the thing. Because I watched my mom always had to take care of the household, even when, like, the men were gone, you know? So she's, like, had to take care of everything. So it's like, that's how we were raised, just to be strong and just pick up the pieces. Because we can't let our world fall apart, you know?
So do you think that the relationship that you have, or that you have and had with your mother, and also not just the things that she taught you, but the things that you learned from observation of who your mother is, has impacted how you be?
Oh, for sure. She's a strong black woman.
Right.
I'm strong. Like,
right.
And I feel like it's hard for us to be like, you know, tell the man, okay, yeah, you take the lead, you take the reins, you know, you do everything, because we're like, woo, we're so used to doing everything ourselves. So it's like having somebody like take the reins, like, oh God, they're gonna tear it up, they're gonna mess it up, you know? So it's like, I'd rather just do it because I know it's gonna be done right.
Okay, so let me ask you this question too, because the first question I typically ask people when they come on here is, who are you? Mm-hmm. And the reason I ask that question is because before you die, you need to be able to look at me or anybody or yourself in the mirror and say exactly who you are based on where you are in your life.
Yeah.
But that question really means in 2021 is how you be, right? Mm-hmm. Like, not really who you are based on what you think on Instagram is dope and what people think about you. No.
Yeah.
How do you be when you by yourself and there's nobody around, right? When Ashley ain't here, right? Or when Darius ain't in front of you with the camera.
Yeah.
How you be when you're not at the spa, right? When you're just with you and Mel, right?
Honestly, I feel like people don't notice about me. I feel like I'm really sensitive. I feel like I'm real intuitive. I think a lot about death and just life in general.
Yeah.
When I'm like at my apartment by myself, I'm like shopping online, decorating. I'm thinking about all kind of stuff. I'm thinking about, you know, what would my dead friend tell me right now if he was here? Like,
right.
You know.
So you're really sensitive.
I'm very sensitive, and like I wish, like, you know, people were here that I could talk to that are no longer here. That's what I'm constantly thinking about when I'm home. I'm like, you know, when like something like great happens in your life, you're like, oh my God, I wish I could call this person. And that's probably you with your dad. You're like, I wish I could call him real quick. Yeah. You know, I'm like, I gotta tell him something. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of times that's what I'm thinking when I'm at home. I feel like people think I'm such like a tough exterior.
Right.
But I feel like I'm a sensitive person, and people don't know that. They never took the time to realize that. I feel.
So when you say they don't know that, my first question would be like, why? And then
because, you know, the way I am on social media, the way I talk, the way I move through life, I'm just like, Oh, I got everything. Everything's good. Everything's copacetic.
But
okay.
why, Mel? Why
Because
do
that's
you do
just
that?
that's what I've seen my mama do. That's what I've just seen everybody do.
But-
when life is crumbling and falling to pieces and total shit,
And they just start smiling.
Yeah, they smile and they're like, "Oh, everything's fine."
That's you know what? That is one thing that I know about your mom.
Yeah.
Is that she always smiles.
Always smiles.
I mean,
always.
I think she's broken the record for smiling.
Yeah, she always smiles. Honestly, that woman keeps me sane. Okay, like I'll call her like, blah blah blah, and she's like, huh. Honestly, that's not that deep. And then I'm like, huh, well, I guess it isn't, huh? Like, yeah, she's like, it's not that deep. So she keeps me, like, grounded because she knows, like, I'll be easily, like, fly off the handle because of something small, And she's like, no, look at what else you got going on and look at all this other things.
These other things that you got
And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Like, this small thing, like, that's the thing because I take everything I do seriously, even this podcast. Like, you should see Ashley. I was, like, getting dressed, getting ready, doing all this stuff. I was serious about it. I'm serious about anything I do. Like, right now, I'm diversifying my talents. So I'm getting into acting right now. So I have an acting coach. I'm just doing that right now. I've shot demo scenes in Atlanta. I have a lot of actor friends in Atlanta that's showing me the way to go. So it's just a lot going on right now, which is awesome. Like, I have the business, which is cool. I love it. But I want to get into
you've got actor coaches.
Yeah, I have acting coaches right now.
And you're looking into starting your career as an actress.
Yeah, of course. I love it. I've always wanted to do it. The thing is, I wanted to do it even before I opened the spa. So I was like, you know what, let me get the spa off the ground. Now it's going on 3 years. So I'm like, I feel like it's time now. Because you'll feel it. You're like, you know what, it's time. Like, okay, let me, like, dive into that and see what it is.
Okay.
It's a lot of work, but it's fun.
So what is it like working with a coach? And if I was your coach right now, what are some techniques or what are some things that he would share with you about?
Just different things. Just being, vulnerable in front of the camera. Just being in the moment as well too, and just not sounding like you're acting, like it's just different things. So it's like a lot going on, but I'm just starting out, so
you couldn't do a scene for me right now.
No. I mean, yeah, I probably could, but
let's do it.
I'm not doing that.
No, come on.
No.
You can't.
No, not yet. I'm not finished.
You're not ready.
Yeah, I'm not ready yet.
But you just said you're ready.
No, I didn't.
You did. You said you got a coach. You ready? You were just starting out.
I'm just starting out. Like, literally starting. Like, starting out. But I love it. Honestly, when I shot them scenes in Atlanta, I did a drug scene. I did a scene where I was like having an affair with a married man. Then I revealed that I'm pregnant at the end. I'm like, oh, well, it's going to be a table for 4, tell your wife, and then it's like, And then I did a scene where I'm a real estate agent, and I'm like, I see this, like, bummy guy walking up, right? And I'm like, where do you think you're going? And he's like, I'm about to go see the listing, and I'm like, no, you're not, like, first of all, this is a $250,000 listing. You don't look like you have 2 quarters to rub together. I do this whole woo-woo thing. And it comes to find out he's like the head guy of like the marketing thing that I'm working for.
That sounds like
crazy. And I'm like, oh my God, please. Like, I need this job, so I'm like chasing after him begging. So it's like stuff like that. And so it's been like really cool. My friends come up with like all the scenes and all the scripts. It's really dope. So now I feel like it's time, I'm doing my acting coaching and doing all this, and I'm going to start off small with like commercials and stuff.
So where do you see yourself within the next 5 years?
Ooh, in the next 5 years?
Do you have any goals?
Yeah, I do.
Do you have your future on your calendar?
I mean, yeah, I have a planner right now that I write in every day and just all kind of stuff, like different affirmations, and I meditate a lot. So I feel like I want to be like in the acting world definitely within 5 years for sure.
Okay.
I have like amazing coaches and they're super dope. So I want
What makes them amazing? What makes them
they're dope. They're already working on films right now.
They're
in their own
actors
shows.
themselves.
Yeah, they're actors already. So they're on shows that you watch right
Okay.
now.
And they're just giving you coaching.
Oh yeah, they're doing it on the side while they're doing
Okay.
their shows
Got
and their
you. So-
movies, and they're providing the service on the side. So they're like, if you want to do this, and I'll show you exactly how I did
Are those
it.
tickets high? Like, is it monthly?
What the price?
Like the price? Yeah.
You know what? Honestly, it's really affordable.
Okay.
Yep, that's what I'm gonna say. It's really affordable.
Right, but you don't want to put your price out there and mess up what you got going on.
Right, for sure.
And I'm not asking you to do that.
Because it could be different prices. I don't know.
Based on who you are.
Right, based on who you know and stuff. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
But the prices are pretty good for sure. I'm like, oh, okay, it's doable, So I'm like, why not explore it if I can? You know, like, why not?
Yeah. And so I think this is really good for you to press into. It's been how many years since you graduated from college?
I graduated in 2014.
Oh.
So it's been like 6 years.
6, 7 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Right. And what was your degree?
Advertising and communications.
So mass communications.
Yeah.
Marketing and advertising.
Yeah.
If you would just do that, Mel, you'd be good.
Yeah.
And I know you learned a lot about the up-to-date things because I came out of comm in 2009.
Yeah.
Right before Facebook and social media went
Right.
crazy.
You came right before Facebook
Right.
and all that.
And so now, if you graduated in 2014, that stuff is in the curriculum now. And you're learning about that. What in the world that you're doing right now has anything to do with what you were
Oh, it has
school
a
for?
lot to do with it. The way I market on Instagram, like
Okay.
I follow the algorithms and I do my ads based on that.
So you do ads? You do
Yeah, I do ads. I do ads occasionally.
Okay.
Like,
what do you advertise?
so I'm advertising hydro jelly masks, just different services that I do.
Okay.
And then you pick your like age group you're going into, the certain market you want to do,
an area where you
the
want to
area exactly the area if you want to do
And
all
it-
of
and it
Charlotte or
works.
if you want to do surrounding areas like Columbia and everything
Right,
like
and it
that.
works.
It works. Oh, it works.
And then people show up.
They show up. So it's dope. I love it. Like I'll run an ad, like especially if I have like a slow period or something. I'm like, let me promote something real quick.
So
and
how
just
much
run
is an
something.
ad?
Oh,
cost you?
it's super cheap. So like you can do like an ad for like 3 days, right? And have it going consecutively for
3
3
days.
days for $5 a day. So it's cheap, so you can totally do it.
Right. That is super dope.
So I do that. I haven't done it in a while, but I used to do it all the time. I haven't done it in a minute. I haven't had to.
Yeah, but you're having so much fun with your business.
Yeah, I love it.
And I know you're really, really excited about acting.
Yeah.
What do you want people to know about you that they don't know?
I don't know that they don't know about me. Let's see. I'm really impatient. I hate getting my nails done. That's one thing. I get them done all the time, but I hate it. Like it's not fun for me. Like it's not relaxing or anything. I do not like it.
Yeah.
My hands are very delicate. They're drilling and filing really rough, and I end up bleeding. Like it's not fun to me at all.
Yeah.
So that's a fun fact about me. And let's see what I know. Most girls are gonna be like, "What? She doesn't like getting her nails done." Like what? But I hate it. It's not fun. So and it's kind of like a waste. Like I feel. Anyways, nobody wants to hear that part. Anyway, but I'm trying to think what else. Oh yeah, like I feel like I'm a really sensitive person. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I feel like people think I'm super tough. They like they're like, oh, Melissa can't handle anything. That's why I could treat her like any kind of way. She doesn't care.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm sensitive and I do care. Like, I just brush it off that I'm just like used to that. I'm like, whatever. But I do care about things like that.
Yeah.
I don't like being treated any kind of way. And no, I don't just brush it off. You know, I'm like mad about it for a couple of days.
Right.
But,
You've learned to be mindful of people using you, especially guys.
oh, for sure.
And
Yeah.
I guess you've learned how to adapt and do the same thing that they
You
do.
got to during this generation, all this gaslighting and just treating you like whatever.
Right.
So it's a hookup generation.
Man, so what is the hope in you, and where does it come from?
I don't know.
I'm just thinking about what you're saying right now.
Yeah,
Isn't that disparity and hopelessness?
I don't feel like it's disparity and hopelessness. I feel like it's independence, you know? I don't need a man to make me happy. I don't need something or someone to make me happy. Like, I'm always going to be happy. Like, I wake up in the morning, like, you know, sometimes you wake up in the morning, you're like in a funk, right? You're like, it's Monday, da-da-da. And then something clicks in me, and I'm like, you know what? I'm actually going to have a fucking great day. Like, this going to be an awesome day. Like, and I switched my whole mindset, right? And I end up having a great day. Like, I wake up, I'm like, it's Monday. Like, oh my God, I hate everything. And then I'm like, you know what? Nope. And we ain't doing that. We're not doing that.
No.
And then I'm like, oh, this is so great. And I think about something like happy that happened to me lately. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be a great day. And then it just switched my whole mindset. So it's honestly your mindset. You know, like you can overthink yourself into a funk and into depression, you know. But if you're like, you know what, I'm not going to do that today. Like, I ain't going to do that. Because it's so easy to do that. Yeah. And just
be in a funk.
Just be in a funk. It's easy. Like, everybody leave me alone. Like, like, forget everything.
Right.
Like,
and so having that mindset and having that type of thinking allows you to not be super dependent upon some man giving you affirmation.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But then
because you can't base your happiness on anybody else. Your happiness comes for yourself, and that's what people forget to realize when they're in relationships. They're like, oh, this person's supposed to give me all the happiness I need. This person's supposed to feed me that happiness. Yeah. No, it's not like that.
So, Mel, you
get that happiness from yourself.
Not every woman understands that. What did you have to go through to learn that?
Oh, I went through a lot, sweetie. I ain't sugarcoating nothing. I've been through a lot. Ashley already know. I've been through a lot, okay? And it's a conscious decision, and it's just a mindset.
I want you to still think about the fact that people who are watching this, you're helping somebody.
I feel like it, and I'm glad. Thank you for this platform. I feel like this is dope. Nobody has, you know what? One of my friends.
I love podcasting.
Yes, me too. I listen to NPR, like How I Built This, like all the time. Like different businesses coming up from ground, like freaking. It'd be like the craziest businesses, like freaking Nutri-Grain bars and like stuff like that. But it's like how they built it. And you're like, oh shit. Like, this is how you built it in your fucking grandma's basement. And you guys were just doing this and handing this out to people at the gym. You know, so it's just dope, you know, how
it
people
really
come up. Even Carol's daughter, that hair, you know Carol's daughter, that hair product lady. Yeah, she was doing that shit in her basement too. From her great-grandma's ingredients. And then she was doing that and sending out them boxes, and next thing you know, everybody was using that shit. Yep, everybody was like, you got the new Carol's daughter? You got the new Carol's daughter, and they bring out the box. You know, everybody was doing it. My aunt had that. I'm like, oh, if my man got it, it must be good. Yeah. But, yeah, so.
Anything else that you want to say before you go? This is your opportunity. Oh
my gosh, I don't feel like I have anything to say. I feel like I done said everything.
You're just empty right now.
Yes, I feel like I've said everything. This has been a wonderful experience. I love it. This is my first podcast ever. My first interview. Anything where I can just talk about myself is wonderful.
It's wonderful. Killer Mel. Salute.
Salute.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Stay so I ain't tell ya. Go ahead and focus and meditate on this greatness. If you don't hear the glory, you probably still stuck in the matrix. He said this is for me. Living revelation on your playlist. Since everybody A-listed, we probably need to pray this. The kingdom is coming. Better yet, the kingdom is here and we the proof of purchase. And I'm not a part of no circus, we two different churches. Who you manifest in the earth with? Undermining our purposes for the blessings and the cursing. You know this is working.